Today I want to do a different kind of devotional with you. When I am struggling and going through hard times, whether it's the pain that I've been going through the last few weeks, or it's grief, whatever it is, I have often found comfort in the hymns. The old hymns are rich in scripture and in truth, and they can be so encouraging. And I want to start doing some hymns for the Valley. That's going to be a new playlist we're going to have on here. Hymns for the Valley that you can just go to and listen to a devotion based on a hymn when you're struggling. Now, I wish I could sing them for you. I've had a lot of trouble with my throat, and I don't sing much anymore. I sing around the house and I sing in church, but not so as you can hear me. My voice just breaks, and I have a lot of trouble just singing a song all the way through. So we're going to read them, and I'm going to try to see if I can find somebody who will collaborate with me on this. Somebody who can put together a playlist of these hymns that you can listen to. If I find a source for that, I will do it. But go look them up each day. When we do a devotion on these hymns, go find them. There's all kinds on YouTube. I hesitate to just link to one because I don't know a lot of the channels, and I haven't found one I could just link to and say, hey, this is a great channel. Go listen to them all the time. So do your own research. Find a hymn. If you've got CDs or playlists that have got these hymns in them, go listen to them when you're struggling. We're going to start it off with, I'm just using this hymnal because it happened to be on my shelf, but I will link in the description below. I will link to a PDF of it online so you can go look at it. I'm pulling these hymns from public domain hymns. I will link them down below. There's no affiliation or anything. They've just given me permission to use these, their PDFs. Wow, my brain is really struggling today. I'm so sorry. It might be like this today. I've tried this earlier and I'm still struggling to get it together. So we're just going to go with it. If I stumble and bumble, we're just going to try our best to recover. And it's one of those trials. It's one of those things that we go through. The brain fog has been a serious adversary the last few weeks, along with the pain and stuff. And so we're just going to go with it. So I reached out to them and asked them if I do a devotional book on the hymns, could I use their public domain hymns with their copyright? And they said, no, just reference them. And so more than likely in the future, there's going to be a book, maybe more than one, based on these devotions. Hymns for the Valley. And that's going to be the name of the playlist, and it's going to be the name of the book or books. I just have a burden for this, to do a devotion based on the hymns to encourage people when they're struggling. And so we're going to kick it off with one of my favorite hymns. I say that. I'm probably going to say that a lot. I love these hymns, but we're going to look at Day by Day. It's written by Carolina Sandell-Berg, and it was written in 1865 and then translated at a later date. And I'm going to read the lyrics to you, and we're going to look at some verses. And let me know if this is something you would be interested in as a book. My idea is on the left-hand side of the page will be a facsimile of the hymn with the notes and everything. And then on the right side of the page, a one-page devotion. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. The verses are day by day, and with each passing moment, strength I find to meet my trials here. Trusting in my Father's wise bestowment, I've no cause for worry or for fear. He whose heart is kind beyond all measure gives unto each day what he deems best. Lovingly, it's part of pain and pleasure, mingling toil with peace and rest. Verse 2 is, every day the Lord himself is near me, with a special mercy for each hour. All my cares he fain would bear and cheer me. He whose name is Counselor and Power. The protection of his child and treasure is a charge that on himself he laid. As thy days, thy strength shall be in measure. This the pledge to me he made. Help me then in every tribulation, so to trust thy promises, O Lord, that I lose not faith's sweet consolation, offered me within thy holy word. Help me, Lord, when toil and trouble meeting, ere to take as from a father's hand, one by one, the days, the moments fleeting, till I reach the promised land. There are no entire verses quoted in this, as in most of the hymns, but the phrases are there and the truths that we find in Scripture are there. In the first stanza, we find reference to 2 Corinthians 4:16 through 18. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. In trials, it's easy to get our focus and our gaze on the pain, the fatigue, the grief, all that's going on, the unfairness of what we're going through. And yet he says, our light affliction, which is but for a moment, it may not feel light today. It may feel so very heavy that you don't know how you can go on. But remember, it's but for a moment. And it works in us. I love this part. He said, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Oops, I messed it up again. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. We often don't see what God is doing through our trials, but he is working. Trust him. Rest in that knowledge and in that assurance that he is working eternal good in you. Then in Deuteronomy 33:25, he says, thy shoes shall be iron and brass, and as thy days, so shall thy strength be. Now, this promise is not made specifically to us. We know from the context it's made to Israel. But this reminds us of God's character. He gives us the strength we need when we need it. We often are looking for the strength we need for the whole year, for this whole trial. And he wants us to look for grace for today, because that's what he promises. What we need today is what we'll get. If you don't have strength to do what you want to do today, that's okay. You have strength for what you need to do today. What you need to do today might be simply to rest and let him renew your strength. If there's something you need to do today, God will give you the strength for it. In the second stanza, we see of the song where he says, every day the Lord himself is near me with a special mercy for each hour. All my cares he fain would bear and cheer me, he whose name is Counselor and Power. The protection of his child and treasure is a charge that on himself he laid. As thy days, thy strength shall be in measure. This the pledge to me he made. Here we see Psalm 68:19, the truth there. Blessed be the Lord, who daily loadeth us with benefits, even the God of our salvation. Selah. He daily loads us with benefits. And sometimes in the middle of our trials, we forget those. We see the burden, the heaviness, the heartache, the pain, the fatigue, the struggle. Look for the benefits. Ask God to remind you of the benefits that he's giving you today. We also see Psalm 55:22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. God will sustain you in whatever you are in today. Then in stanza 3, we see the truths of Psalm 56:3. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. You know, sometimes our trials come with some fear. The uncertainty of life can bring fear. This might be the uncertainty of a health diagnosis. It might be the uncertainty of a trial where someone is fighting to destroy you. And it feels like they hold all the cards, so to speak. Like they're the ones who have all the benefits and they're in control. Don't forget, control is an illusion for us. God is the only one in control. Yesterday in Sunday school, we looked at the relationship between man's choices and God's sovereignty. And you know, sometimes it looks like the choices that others have made are causing our destruction. Don't forget, God is always in control. And regardless of what is going on and regardless of what it looks like today, God is the one in control. And we don't have to fear. Isaiah 41:10, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. You can trust God to withhold or to uphold you. Sorry. You can trust God to uphold you when you don't have the strength to stand yourself. Psalm 119, verse 50. This is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word hath quickened me. If you're struggling, if you're in the middle of affliction, turn to the word of God for your comfort, for your strength. Romans 8:28. We all know this one. It never hurts to remind ourselves of it. It does not matter what you are going through today. Romans 8:28 is still true. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. If you are struggling to see how your situation can work together for good, if you're struggling to believe it, I've done a whole video on that based on a chapter in the book Sacrifice of Praise, and I will link that below. Go and listen to it. If you've already heard it, go listen to it again if you need to be reminded how all things can work together for good. And I want to leave you with this last verse, 1 Peter 5:7. This is our homework today. This is our challenge. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Doesn't mean some care. And sometimes it doesn't mean doing it once and we're done. Sometimes we cast that care and then we try to carry it back with us when we walk away. I remember several years ago going through a trial, and I took it to the Lord and I said, I can't do this, Lord. I can't carry this burden. I'm just giving it to you. Whatever you do with this situation is up to you. I can't do this. And the peace that flooded my soul was, it was just beyond understanding. Being very human-like, though. It wasn't long before I was letting that play over again in my mind. The injustice of it, the heaviness of it, the uncertainty of it, because it looked like this was going to change our life, and it did. And it was playing, and the heaviness was there. And I said, no, God, I cannot take this. I cannot carry this burden. It is yours. I'm giving it back to you. And I had to do that a lot. In the beginning, it was every few minutes, to be honest, because this was such a heavy thing. And I had to just, no. When I caught myself playing it over in my mind, no, I am not. And I would give it back to the Lord. This casting all your care is casting, like, get it away from me. Give it all to him and walk away from it. And I would go back and pull it back to me, and I'd have to say no. And slowly, it stretched out until it was every few hours it would start coming back, and I would say, no, no, I'm not going to carry this load. This is God's to handle, and whatever he does will be good. And finally I got peace over it. And I want to challenge you today. If there's something that has been weighing heavy on you, cast it on the Lord. And when you start mulling it over, put it back right where it belongs, at his feet, on him, and let him carry it. And you take the time to look at the words, to sing the words to this song, and let God do what he will do. And in the meantime, you can offer him a sacrifice of praise by reading, singing, listening to these songs, and just praising him for what he's going to do, even when you don't know what that is and you don't see how he's going to fix this. So that's my challenge today. Listen to these hymns, read them, study them, meditate on them, and dig out the scriptures that you can find that will go with them. There may be verses that came to your mind when I was reading this hymn, or when you go read it or listen to it yourself. If you find some, put them in the comments below and encourage the rest of us with them. Let's build a community here that encourages and helps one another. And so if you find encouragement and you find help in these, share it with us below, because somebody else may be struggling to find that help, and you might be the one that gives the verse that brings them comfort and peace and that helps them. If you don't know the God who brings this kind of comfort, if you don't know that you're his child, I want to encourage you to go back and listen to the video, and I will link it below also. Do you know the lily of the valley? If you aren't sure that you know him, that you're his child, reach out to me after you've listened to this video. I would love to help you know the God who carries us and sustains us when life is difficult. I'm going to leave you with one last encouragement, because last night was such a blessing, and our pastor preached a message on God when it feels like God is not there. You see this all through scripture. Where are you, Lord? Why are you afar off? And he preached a really encouraging message on God. And I'm trying to remember the exact title. It's something like He's Still There in the Shadows, but I will link it below so you don't have to go find it. And if you need some extra encouragement, go listen to that message. It was such a blessing to me last night. So with these tools, the verses, the hymns, the message, the linked videos, offer God a sacrifice of praise and trust him to do great and mighty things, even when your situation seems impossible.